Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Washington Redskins versus Dallas Cowboys Week 13 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation between different variables. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with this matchup between the Redskins and the Cowboys. When you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and basic comparison data essentially looks at how the offense is doing, how the defense is doing, and how the special teams is doing from a statistical standpoint in terms of various statistics. And most of the data in this game favors the Redskins. The Cowboys have been on somewhat of a downward spiral over the last couple weeks. Losing Ezekiel Elliott, a big factor. The defense not really being as good as it needs to be. I mean, there's definitely some positive aspects about the defense, which I'm going to discuss a little bit later. But definitely lots of kind of issues with the Cowboys. So let's get to it. I mean, let's talk about some of the areas where or why the Redskins are favored. Firstly, Redskins are favored because of their offensive strengths. The Redskins have a much better turnover ratio, meaning they don't turn the football over as much as the Cowboys have up to this point, which is very important when it comes to winning football games. The offensive score percentage between the Cowboys and Redskins is relatively even, which is always a good sign for any team. I mean, it's not the best thing ever, but relatively speaking, they're pretty similar in terms of the amount of points that they can put on the board, which definitely kind of helps the Redskins out if they have the better defense, which they happen to have the better defense. The Redskins have the better defensive offensive score percentage, which is basically the ability to prevent points on defense on every drive. The Redskins also have a better turnover ratio on defense. They're able to create turnovers. They're able to sack the quarterback at a higher sack percentage as well. Because the Cowboys, in many ways, were close to leading the NFL in terms of sack percentage earlier in the season, and then now that's dropped off a cliff. So definitely kind of something to kind of keep track of, which is why I always say to keep track of these things because it gives you some perspective in terms of where things are going. You know, where's the trajectory going of this team? And I would say with the Cowboys, the trajectory is downward spiral. Hate to say it, but that's just what things are looking like right now. And then, of course, you look at the interception ratio, which, of course, goes to Redskins' favor. So offensively speaking, the Redskins and the Cowboys are fairly similar, but the Redskins don't have as many turnovers. And defensively, the Redskins just have the better defense. So those are the two main factors as to why the Redskins are favored in this game. And then, of course, when you look at special teams data, punt return yardage is pretty similar. Kick return yardage more so favors the Cowboys. Defensive punt return yardage favors the Cowboys. Defensive kick return yardage favors the Redskins. Field goal percentage favors the Cowboys. Extra point percentage favors the Cowboys. And then the Redskins are favored when it comes to punting average. So they have the better punter and that sort of thing. In terms of who wins the special teams battle, I would say it's fairly even, but I would give the edge to the Cowboys to a certain extent. Whenever you have a better field goal percentage and extra point percentage, you know, basically the ability to put points on the board on defense, or on special teams, those two areas kind of play into that a little bit for me in terms of who has the better special teams. But I would say it is fairly even in terms of the yardage stuff, but definitely kind of more so favors the Cowboys when it comes to putting points on the board when it comes to defense. But overall, general view, the Redskins are favored because the offense is a little bit better and the defense is better in general when it comes to getting turnovers, when it comes to getting sacks, and all those other sort of factors, which is why the Redskins are favored in this game. Now when you get to some micro matchups, so looking at down and distance data, for example, When you look at the Cowboys versus the Redskins when it comes to completion percentage data, I would say this is fairly even across the board between both these football teams. First down situation, not a big difference between the two. Second down, not a big difference. In third down, not a huge difference. Cowboys are definitely favored on third down, but not the biggest difference in the world. So I would say this is a pretty evenly matched setup between both of these football teams when it comes to completion percentage, between the Cowboys offense, the Redskins defense. Then, of course, we look at the Redskins offense versus Cowboys defense. And in this particular area, I would say it goes to the Redskins. Redskins have a big advantage when it comes to completion percentage on second and third down, which are money downs, and further highlights a lot of the issues that the Cowboys defense has, which is they just don't really do that well against the pass, especially when it comes to preventing completions from happening with the pass. Then, of course, we get to rushing downs. Rushing downs, of course, the ability to create first downs with the run in various downs and distances. In this particular area, the Cowboys are favored on first and third down. So I think the Cowboys will have some success running the football. Yes, they don't have Ezekiel Elliott, but I do think they have enough things around to kind of keep this relevant. Then, of course, you get to the Redskins offense versus Cowboys defense. This particular area, the Cowboys are favored on first and third down. So I think the Cowboys will have some success with that. And the Redskins are very second down dependent when it comes to the rushing offense. So the Redskins definitely have these sort of burst plays. Like they're not very successful on first down or third down, but they do get some big plays here and there with the running game. And I think that's kind of what you should expect from this game for the most part when it comes to running the football. Then, of course, you get to passing downs. This is the Cowboys offense versus Redskins defense. And the one area that has kind of gone downhill over the last couple of weeks, if you've been following the Cowboys data, has been first down conversion rate with the pass. Basically, the ability to create first downs on first down with the pass has been something that's been severely lacking. It basically calls into question the ability to make big plays, the ability to get explosive plays from the get-go with the pass, and those have been kind of the biggest things kind of holding the Cowboys down up to this point. Prescott in this offense is still able to make big plays on second down, and still able to make big plays on third down, but first down definitely makes it kind of anemic. They would be a better offense, more explosive offense if they were able to get more big plays on first down. Then, of course, we get to the Redskins offense versus Cowboys defense. In this particular area, the Redskins are favored on first, second, and third down. So the Redskins shouldn't have too much trouble having a pretty decent day against the Cowboys defense, which has just been not that great this year. Then, of course, you get to sack rate. Cowboys offense versus Redskins defense. And this is another area where the Cowboys have been struggling a bit in terms of sack allowance. They've been kind of fluctuating between being very above average and being kind of meh in certain areas. And this is definitely something where the Redskins could take advantage of this. So I would keep track of this because the Redskins could have a pretty decent day, especially when it comes to first and second down situations. Then, of course, you get to the Redskins offense versus Cowboys defense when it comes to sacks. And in this area, the Cowboys should have success sacking the quarterback first, second, and third down. Kind of a big disparity, but it's also it is something to keep in mind that the Cowboys sack defense, their ability to sack the quarterback, has slightly gone down as the weeks have gone by. So this is definitely something that's good, but they just haven't been able to keep it up. And of course, you get to interception ratio. Cowboys offense versus Redskins defense. Redskins are favored on second and third down. And then lastly, we get to the Redskins offense versus Cowboys defense, where the Redskins are favored on first, second, and third down. So, based on all this data, based on all this information, my general thoughts and feelings, I think it's a Redskins victory. I really do. I think the Cowboys they just can't get out of their own way for whatever reason. I think that they defensively, it's not come together. They haven't got progressively better on defense, which is always never really that great of a sign. And their offense hasn't exactly been doing exactly what it needs to do. So again, based on all this data, based on all this information, I would just kind of go Redskins here. I just feel like the Cowboys are just not where they need to be. It's still going to be a good game. It's still going to be fun. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys won, but I just think my general feelings on the game, based on data and just based on the overall view of this game, I think kind of more so correlates with the Redskins' victory. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.